Ever get that feeling? Like you meet someone and their brain is this whole universe you just want to dive into.
Totally. It's like, where do you even start?
That's exactly how I felt prepping for today, digging into Dr. Nellie Deutsch. We've got her whole life's work in education practically piled up here.
And it's not just any career, right? This is someone who's been pushing boundaries for, what, 4 decades now?
40 years. That number alone just stopped me in my tracks.
Yeah.
And we're talking everything from middle school teaching all the way to university level.
The range is incredible, yeah. But what I found really fascinating was how early on she embraced technology. Like, we're talking 1993, integrating computers into the classroom. Most folks were barely figuring out email back then.
Right. I mean, that's practically prehistoric in tech years. But it shows she wasn't afraid to experiment, to see the potential in something new, and she's still at it today, managing servers, Moodle sites.
Hold on, I'm going to clarify for our listeners who might not be as tech savvy. Moodle, those are those online learning platforms, right?
Exactly, like a digital classroom. So she's clearly not intimidated by technology, but here's the kicker. She's also a huge advocate for mindfulness. Now that seems like a total contradiction.
Almost paradoxical, isn't it? But when you really think about it, it makes perfect sense, especially in today's world, where we're bombarded with information 24/7.
So true. I mean, I can barely focus on one thing at a time anymore.
Exactly. And Nellie recognized that need for focus, for emotional regulation, way back when. And not just for students, but for educators too, because let's face it, teaching, no matter the level, can be incredibly demanding.
It's like she was ahead of the curve, realizing that technology, while amazing, also brings a whole new set of challenges.
Right. It's about finding that balance. And that's something that really comes across in everything we've learned about her. This drive to not just fix problems, but to understand them deeply.
Speaking of problems, that reminds me of another thing that jumped out at me. Her emphasis on troubleshooting.
Ah, yes. But with her, it feels like it goes way beyond just like rebooting a computer, you know?
Exactly. It's about that mindset of not giving up, of digging deeper to find the root cause, whether it's a technical glitch or a student who's struggling to grasp a concept.
It's almost like she sees every problem as an opportunity to learn something new, wouldn't you say?
Totally. Which honestly is such a valuable lesson in itself. In fact, this whole deep dive has just made me more eager to pick her brain.
Well, you're in luck. Remember that line in her bio? If you want to know more, ask me.
I love that. It's like an open invitation to learn and collaborate. So before we wrap things up, what's the biggest takeaway you hope listeners will remember about Dr. Deutsch's work?
I think for me, it's that she embodies the spirit of lifelong learning. And not just in the academic sense, but in every aspect of her life.
That's a good point. She never stops adapting, evolving, whether it's embracing new technology or exploring the benefits of mindfulness. And she makes it clear that learning is for everyone, no matter your age or background.
Exactly. It's about cultivating that curiosity, that willingness to step outside your comfort zone and keep growing.
And who knows, maybe someday we'll be lucky enough to have her join us on the show to share her insights firsthand. That's it for our deep dive today, folks. But we want to hear from you. What resonated with you most about Dr. Nellie Deutsch's journey? Share your thoughts, and let's keep the conversation going.